Hello, I welcome you to this moment again, the moment we discuss Indigenous Sign Languages of African Deaf Communities. I welcome you to Indigenous Hands, the Indigenous Voices, that is brought to you by Save the Deaf and Endangered Languages Initiative. Yeah, it is another time that we want to consider another topic. Before then, I would like to share some of the developments in our intervention with you, some of the things we are doing recently. But I just want to launch my new Indigenous Hands t-shirt today. Indigenous Hands Nigerian Sign Up t-shirt. I know you like it, right? Yeah, I know you would like it. It's fun, it's soft, and cotton but silky, and it's just so relaxed on my body. Okay, so just yesterday, the team S-DELI and team NINLAN had our meeting regarding the affiliation for the continuation of the online certificate course on African Sign Linguistics and Interpreting. And so you may have known from one of my videos here when I informed you that we are forging a relationship with National Institute for Nigerian Languages, NINLAN, that is in Aba. NINLAN is a federal government institute that is offering assorted types of indigenous spoken languages, but they do not offer sign languages. But by virtue of our relationship with NINLAN, our online certificate course on African Sign Linguistics and Interpreting is going to be offered in NINLAN as a full certificate course. Woohoo! When we started this course, we promised ourselves and we promised you all that this is going to be the starting point, and that the certificate that will be issued in this course will of course be a certificate that can serve not just for the certification of sign language interpreters, but also for getting job appointments, maybe in Nigeria and beyond. And so I'm bringing the good news to you that a joint team working on the course as a full certificate course in NINLAN has started the meeting. And I'm also bringing the good news to you that in the next academic session that will be starting hopefully in September, those who are interested in taking our online certificate course on African Sign Linguistics and Interpreting will have to register the course through NINLAN. The course will continue to be an online course because we want to reach out to all Africans and give them the opportunity, especially the sign language interpreters who have been working on field but do not have any certification. So if you are a sign language interpreter, you have been working in the field, you have been interpreting, but you do not have the basic training for certification, the opportunity is here. Go ahead and look for the information on the next enrollment for our online certificate course on African Sign Linguistics and Interpreting. I want to spend a little time to tell you about that course. That course is purely designed for two purposes. Number one, for the documentation and development of indigenous African sign linguistics. So everything that we teach in that course is designed and adapted to focus on indigenous African sign languages. So we are doing the linguistics of indigenous African sign languages. Number two, that course was designed to prepare sign language interpreters with how many years of experience but with no official certification training to be able to train and be certified. So the course serves these two purposes. So if you are a sign language interpreter and you have all your multiple years of experience out there, but you do not have certification training, this is your opportunity to register and your certification is going to be recognized. And now that we have been affiliated with NINLAN, the course is going to be going alongside other courses that are also related. So when you are going to be taking the online certificate course on African Sign Linguistics and Interpreting, either as a beginner with no linguistic background or a sign language interpreter and possibly a linguist, you are going to be taking this course alongside other courses to make up your credit load. If you have gone to school, if you have been to the university, you will understand what I mean by credit load. So right now, owing to the meeting we just had, we are going to be having two stages, two levels of the course, which is the beginner's stage and the graduate stage. The certification are not going to be the same. So the beginner stage course will be for people with no prior linguistic knowledge, possibly people with no sign language knowledge, or people with sign language knowledge but no linguistic knowledge at all, and also people with no university degree. You are eligible to take the course. Deaf scholars are eligible to take the course, and I want to announce to deaf in Nigeria that we also have some slots that will be reserved for deaf in Nigeria, as we've been doing, but the slot might be reduced at this time. But we are going to be doing it first come, first served. Okay, now the second aspect or the second stage of the course is the stage for people who have had possibly first degree or second degree, or people with prior linguistic experience, and graduates who are sign language interpreters who may not have had prior linguistic experience, but they have been well exposed in sign language interpreting and may have taken other courses, but they are not necessarily certification courses. So this second stage is for you. So if you are thinking about taking this course, watch out for the flyers, watch out for the social media and the online and offline advertisements as they're going to come. But I am really so excited as I'm conveying this information to you, because this, in our opinion, is a giant stride. It is also a very great step in the direction of promoting the study of indigenous African sign languages. We resolved in our hearts that we cannot promote the study of indigenous African sign languages without promoting sign language interpreting in Africa. Because why we are doing this is we know that much of our African communities, deaf and hearing communities, the indigenous deaf communities, the urban deaf communities, have been highly proliferated by foreign and foreign-based sign languages, which arrived Africa in 1957 of yesterday. It is disheartening to know that almost the history of deaf people in Africa is about to be wiped away without attention, without anybody talking about it, if not for the study we are doing. And it's also disheartening that the introduction of foreign sign language that has spread across much of African deaf communities just started in 1957. It is one of our duties here to make some of these things clear. Prior to 1957, prior to the arrival of Andrew Foster to Ghana, there was no introduction of foreign-based or foreign sign language. Even in the colonial era, there was no record. There's no record of any interest of the colonial agents in the deaf people, not to talk of their sign language. And we have explained some of the reasons here. And so it is disheartening that just 1957 and the history and the culture of the African deaf communities today are about to be wiped away because of this movement of allowing foreign sign languages like American Sign Language to spread across Africa from Algeria to Zimbabwe. You can imagine that. So it is our crusade, it is our intervention, it is our determination, driven by passion to see to the development of indigenous African sign languages. And we believe this will not be complete if we do not create a platform for the certification of indigenous African sign language interpreters by designing a course that is focused on indigenous African sign languages, by designing a course that is focused on discussing African sign languages. And you know that we have had 2 batches of students that are currently doing their field work. It is exciting to know the kind of topics that our current students are writing upon, each of which has to do with studying the community, studying a deaf person and their family, studying their sign language varieties. So we are very excited to announce this development and to announce this activity that is taking place. So once more, are you a sign language interpreter with several years of experience? You have not been trained to be certified as a sign language interpreter, but you see your colleagues from the Western world, you admire them that they are doing well vis-a-vis in their career or profession. It is time for you to get certified. You cannot be a professional without a certification training. Every professional career takes through a professional training, and the professional training for sign language interpreters incorporates the linguistics of sign language, and the professional training for indigenous African sign language interpreters has to be designed to focus on indigenous African sign linguistics and interpreting. This is what we are bringing to you, and that's why we are happy to announce that since after the signing of the MOU for affiliation with National Institute for Nigerian Languages, that the team set aside to work on this affiliation and this course has started its work. So come August, September, there's going to be the first enrollment into this course through NINLAN. And we're going to be bringing you much of the details of what is going to happen between now and then. But if you want to know more, you can write us on info@sdeli.org. Write us on info@sdeli.org. Or you can drop a message on our Facebook page and drop any question. Also drop your question on this video you are watching, and we will be glad to answer your questions. Better days are coming for the indigenous African sign language studies. Better days are coming for our deaf culture and deaf history. Better days are coming for sign language interpreting in Africa, and days of admiring our Western colleagues without making any attempt and any step towards getting ourselves well developed to be to take care of the things that we are called to do. I think that those days are going by. If only we are determined to take this step in the positive direction. If only we are determined to bring ourselves to excellence. There is no other way. It does not just end by telling yourself, oh, I've been interpreting for 20, 30 years. So long as you are not trained for certification, you are not trained for certification. You are a sign language interpreter. You are not certified. And I want to say this program at this moment does not train people who want to become sign language interpreters. We are not training people who want to become sign language interpreters through our course. But anybody who wants to know the linguistics of African sign linguistics or the linguistics of sign language interpreting in Africa can take the course, but the course will not lead you or graduate you into becoming a sign language interpreter. We also do not train how to sign in the course. No, we train on the scientific study of sign languages, and to be precise, indigenous African sign languages. If you are a foreigner, you want to take this course, you are very free because the course is online and you can take the course from wherever you are. I have confidence in Team NINLAN with the professionals we have there in linguistics, and my co-instructor, Dr. Mary Edward Agrona, who is one of the experts in African sign linguistics and with several years of experience in studying the African deaf communities. We are very ready to give you the stuff, okay? So today, that is what I want to drop with us. In the next week, we are going to continue with our interview with Murtala and also other deaf signers that we have been studying in the topic Learn from Your Indigenous Deaf Signers. Okay, this is still the Indigenous Hands, the Indigenous Voices that is brought to you by Save the Deaf and Endangered Languages Initiative. Very soon, I'm going to be bringing you another development here, which I can't wait to have happen. I won't let the cat out of the bag yet. All right, I'm going to see you next week. If you covet my Indigenous Hands Niger Sign Up t-shirt, woohoo, let me know. You're gonna get one. See you next week. Bye-bye.